You're not allowed to do what they did. Jamie Dimon, what he did, he's not allowed to do that.
The lawsuit, filed on Thursday, January 22nd in Miami-Dade County State Court, centers on a controversial practice known as debanking. The president alleges that the bank has systematically denied services to him and his associated businesses, not because of financial risk, but due to political bias. This isn't just a dispute over a checking account. This is a high-stakes legal...
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Thank you for joining us on This Is Exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. It's 7 p.m. And on This Is Exclusive, we are coming to you live on the biggest business headline of 2026. It's a deal that will directly impact up to 2 billion people. Did India gain more, or does European Union gain more? We will have some perspective on that with two people who know exactly what matters in the deal, joining us live on the show tonight, along with some exclusive inputs we have on the airline blackmail on This Is Exclusive. That's coming up at around 7:15. First up, the headlines this evening.
आज भारत ने अपने इतिहास का अब तक का सबसे बड़ा फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट संपन्न किया है.
We did it. We delivered the mother of all deals.
India and European Union ink an historic trade agreement. Deal will help facilitate 25% of total global trade. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal says FTA is a breakthrough in ties after 20 years, welcomes new chapter and partnership. Pakistan continues to call the shots about a possible boycott of the T20 World Cup. 9 months after Pahalgam, we are still thinking, should we play, should we not play, should we entertain Pakistan or should we entertain Bangladesh? What an irony. Indigo, Air India, SpiceJet, other airlines pushing for FDTL rules relaxation a few months after the Indigo chaos. The blackmail is now complete. Thank you for staying with us on This Is Exclusive. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go across to our guests from European Union and people who worked in European Union on this deal perhaps for a long time, let's tell you what this deal means for India and Indians. First up, who gains more? Let's take a look at some of the details of this particular deal on your screen. We will have the details of who gains more, because that is more important. Right now, when you look at the details of what European Union gains, tariffs on over 90% of European Union goods have been cut. Over $4.7 billion a year saved in customs duties alone. It gives edge for European Union exporters in Indian markets. Easier access for finance and maritime services. Now, what does India really gain? Many people asking, what do we gain? Why is it important for India? India-European Union trade will now grow beyond $136 billion. Duties of nearly 96.6% of European Union exports will be cut. Duties on aircraft, spacecraft exports have been cut. More access for agricultural and processed food exports, cheaper imports of European cars and medical equipment. In fact, there was a lot of buzz around European cars, but even in that, there are some limitations. We have details of that. We will be going across to those details in just a bit. But first up, let me introduce our two guests on the show. I have with us Per Clausen. Per Clausen is a member of Union Parliament, a member of a European Parliament. He's an MEP. He's from Denmark. He's joining us on This Is Exclusive. And I also have Manjeev Singh Puri. Good evening, Mr. Puri. Manjeev Singh Puri has been the former ambassador of India to the European Union. So we have someone who's worked from the Indian side in India representing the European Union joining us live, and someone who's sitting inside the European Parliament also joining us live. First, let me get the European perspective first, because the European Union chief is here. Per Clausen, you've been very vocal about Europe having to cut off any possible trade with America. In fact, I saw a statement that you'd put out saying that to teach Trump a lesson, you had to halt that trade. Right? And you guys have halted the trade talks with America for now. What is your take on this big deal that India signed? Ursula von der Leyen says it's the mother of all deals.
I think we'll still make trade with the United States, but we need to have a much better cooperation with India. Lots of different places, I think, and this agreement, I think, is very, very important because it gives the European country better possibilities to make trade with India, and it also, I think, is a good thing for India. So I think it's very, very important because it gives both India and Europe better possibilities to be independent in our relationship to the United States. And I think for Europe, it's very, very important to be more independent in our relationship with the United States. And this agreement, I think, is a very important way to go in this direction.
Yeah. Mr. Puri, if I can get your views on this deal. I mean, and I'm sure you've had details of the talks that have been ongoing for several decades now, 2 decades, if I'm not wrong, is what Piyush Goyal said. Who wins? Everyone's asking who wins. Does the European Union get more? Does India get more? What's your take on it?
Thank you very much, Niranjan. And I'm very happy to see a colleague from the European Parliament here. Look, let me go to the Prime Minister to you. There is shared prosperity in this. These are trade negotiations. They are not about one country gaining and the other losing. They are about shared prosperity, and that's exactly what we've done. Now, this may have been, let me say, more than pushed because of the transatlantic turbulence. Well, so be it. We didn't ask for that turbulence. Neither did actually the European Union. But if we do this, they do multi-alignment. We foster our ideas of multi-alignment. And I dare say we both win, but so does the global South in general, and in fact, the world in general by itself. The way I look at it is there are opportunities for us to take our trade forward. But Niranjan, let me be very clear. In my opinion, given the fact that the European Union is the second largest economy in the world, today several $1 trillion ahead of the Chinese. This and a huge technology base. This is a great opportunity for us to be able to leverage them for our dreams of Viksit Bharat. We get their companies to invest in India. Believe me, companies invest when they also look at what are the trade possibilities, not just the domestic market. When we ease this, we signal to them that the governments are there, the institutional arrangements are there, protectionism is going to be lowered, and there is legal certainty. Please invest in India. The Indian market is there for you, and the global market opens up. We develop, the European unions get benefit, and there's a general large win-win among the world's 2 largest democracies, obviously the largest among the world's largest economies, although there's a great asymmetry between where the European Union is and we are today. But hopefully, many of these things will lead to a kind of our going upwards and Viksit Bharat by 2047.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let me get Per Clausen, what is the symbolism around this? There is obviously a message that's going out because we saw the Americans weren't happy. There was some nasty comment made by Donald Trump's aide. I think his name is Lutnick or something. He's not happy about this deal. They're sort of looking at it in a very cynicism, with a lot of cynicism, right? So what is the symbolism, the message that India and Europe are together sending to America and Donald Trump?
I think we're sending the message that Donald Trump is not a man who is in power in Europe. The work we will do, but we think it's necessary to have our own sovereignty, and I think that's a deal pact with India here is very important in that. And I would say to Trump threatened people. He threatened Canada because they made a deal with China, and he wants himself to make deals with China, but he wants to threaten the countries in the Western world, also European Union. And I think it's very important to show him that we could make deals, we could make agreements with other countries in the world. And India is a very, very big country, very, very important country to have a good relation with. So I'm very, very happy that it sounds that we have this agreement. I must say we now have to read all what's written with a small because we should be sure that this agreement also is good for ordinary people in Europe, and I think for ordinary people in India. But I think it will be in that way, and I hope we could manage this agreement. And we have to have a democratic process in Europe as every time. But I hope it will be relatively easy to do that.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Puri, one last question with you, sir. What do you think is the message that we've sent out to America? And how does this change things, if at all?
Let me first say this. The Americans have got whatever message they want. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent had several negative things to say. Fine, that's fine. But, we never asked them to start this. These are, trade and flag are two sides of the same coin. They started it. The great message is the European Union, the second largest economy in the world, has signaled that they believe that India is a country of significance and consequence also for them domestically. That shows, in a sense, the acceptance of India as not just a middle power, as Prime Minister Carney said, but as a major emerging power. That's particularly important. From our side, the big gain is the signaling that we are giving to European corporates. India is a trusted partner. It's a trusted partner with now certainty in legal terms. Come invest in India. India's growth results in betterment as far as you are concerned. And as I mentioned to you, there's shared prosperity for us and we believe for the world. The Americans, thank you very much, whatever you did. But nobody says you're out. You're welcome to participate. But a rules-based order is perhaps a better order, including for you, but that's your decision. We, on our side, are deciding that we will do multi-alignment. We will look at different partners. And I'm glad that the European Union and India have both agreed to something that they knew for a long time. But the little nudge and push is always required in these things. And very happy that it's happened. It's a red letter day for all of us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Per Clausen and Mr. Puri, for joining us on the show. It's a big day for Indian markets. In fact, even Indian bodies, trade bodies like the CI and FICCI, very, very optimistic about what this deal now does for businesses in India and also in Europe. Let's move on now and get you an exclusive story that we've been tracking here on Republic TV. It's on the airline blackmail, and each one of you remember, ladies and gentlemen, when the Indigo chaos happened, when close to 1 million passengers were directly affected. Why did the Indigo chaos happen? Because of something called the FDTL rules. Now, it is clear now that all the airlines have united. They've all come together. Basically, Indigo's come together with Air India, and they've now come together with SpiceJet, Akasa, everyone, because they want the government to permanently relax the FDTL norms. And Republic has the details. In fact, there is a chart that one of the points that airlines tried to make is to say that they did not have enough pilots. They tried to say they don't have enough manpower to enforce the FDTL rules. But take a look at this chart on your screen. Now, what this chart shows you is which airline has how many pilots versus the requirement of pilots and the surplus pilots on their rolls. And when you look at this, when you look at the entire chart, Air India has a surplus of 414 pilots, Air India Express surplus of 171 pilots, Indigo surplus of 467 pilots, Akasa Air surplus of 367 pilots, SpiceJet has lesser pilots than required. But what it shows you is that they don't really have any shortage when it comes to pilots. When there are enough number of pilots, why are they going to the government and asking for FDTL rules to be relaxed? Now, what this confirms is, Shravan, this manufactured crisis that we saw during Indigo is now coming a full circle. This is exactly what they wanted. They used the Indigo chaos to go to the government and then say, hey, listen, we don't have pilots, or it's going to happen again. You've looked at the details, documents. Shravan, what does it confirm?
Well, in fact, let me try and explain why exactly have the airlines all come together demanding that the FDTL norms to be changed. The reason being is that it has a direct impact as far as operations are concerned, which would essentially mean that the pilots would be given more rest. The number of days basically goes up, which means that they will have to bring down on the number of flight operations that they essentially do. And that's exactly why you've had bigger airlines, particularly like Indigo, having a problem with this entire issue. Of course, at that point in time, Air India wasn't really vocal about this. Akasa did not have much of a say in this entire matter. But the biggest, the impact was particularly with Indigo, because you're looking at over 3,200 flight operations essentially getting directly impacted, because as per the roster, you would have had to perhaps improve the number of hours that you're giving to the pilots. In fact, the Pilot Association time and again have basically raised concerns about the fact that a single pilot is essentially asked to stretch beyond the norms, and that is the reason why the FDTL norms were basically tweaked. In fact, there was a court intervention following which you've had the airlines really stepping in and accepting those terms. Now, what's also important to highlight is that the aviation ministry and particularly the regulatory body is equally responsible for this, because the regulatory body has essentially accepted the time that has been given to them to make the necessary changes as far as the rosters are concerned.
Yeah, I want to show that table once again, because that sort of busts the lie. Let's go to that table once more. So it's not as if these airlines are short of pilots. They say they don't have enough pilots for the FDTL norms. Now, why are FDTL norms important? Flight duty time limitations govern how pilots work in shifts, get adequate rest, because pilots need to be rested. Some of the airlines are used to making pilots work overtime, and they don't like the fact that pilots are getting rest. Point number one. Point number two, this FDTL is being brought to mitigate fatigue in pilots and overhaul the safety mechanism in Indian aviation. It's going to ensure better air travel safety. But Indigo has a problem. Let's go back to the numbers, please, because the story is in the numbers. And if you look at these numbers, it just busts that lie. Each one of them, except for SpiceJet, has surplus pilots. Now, this is where the story stands. Wanted to get you these numbers and the details that we've picked up of a meeting. They've gone to the Civil Aviation Ministry and tried to meet the minister and arm twist. That's where the story stands. Republic tracking the story carefully and watching every update. Airlines hoping that we don't have our eyes on that development, but we do. Watching it closely. Thank you for joining us, Shravan. That's it on this edition of This Is Exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. Arnab coming up with two big debates. The big cricket debate is at 8 p.m. Why are we still talking about playing with Pakistan, entertaining Pakistan's tantrums? That debate at 8. And who really wins with the India-EU trade deal at 9 p.m. Stay tuned.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
Amity University has been ranked India's #1 university for business and economics and the #1 private university for computer science by Times Higher Education Subject Rankings 2026. A testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked standards in education.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, राजा और मसाला।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
In a major escalation between the White House and Wall Street, President Donald Trump has filed a massive lawsuit against one of the world's most powerful financial institutions. The president is suing J.P. Morgan Chase and its CEO, Jamie Dimon, seeking at least $5 billion in damages.
Thank you, no, I haven't stopped it. No, he debanked to me. So we'll see if that beats anything, but I think it should. You shouldn't be debanked. Get debanked if you don't have money or if you fall to have this great company and all of a sudden I was told, no, you can't do that. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. I don't know what their excuse would be. Maybe their excuse would be the regulators, I don't know. But regardless, I guess it's a good lawsuit because every pundit has come out and said Trump has a great lawsuit here. You're not allowed to do what they did. Jamie Dimon, what he did, he's not allowed to do that.
The lawsuit, filed on Thursday, January 22nd in Miami-Dade County State Court, centers on a controversial practice known as debanking. The president alleges that the bank has systematically denied services to him and his associated businesses, not because of financial risk, but due to political bias. This isn't just a dispute over a checking account. This is a high-stakes legal battle that accuses the largest bank in the United States of trade libel, bad faith, and violating state consumer protection laws. The core of the complaint is that J.P. Morgan Chase violated Florida's deceptive trade practices law. The legal team for the president argues that Florida law explicitly prohibits financial institutions from terminating accounts or denying services based on a person's political opinions, speech, or affiliations. According to the complaint reviewed by Bloomberg, Trump's lawyers state that, quote, debanking is a matter of public interest and significant importance to all consumers and businesses in the United States of America. They argue that J.P. Morgan Chase, given its history and size, is a central actor in what they call a troubling saga. This lawsuit frames this not just as a personal grievance, but as part of a broader campaign against the weaponization of the banking sector. The allegation is that financial institutions are acting as ideological gatekeepers, cutting off access to capital for those who don't align with certain political views. J.P. Morgan Chase has been quick to respond, and they are firmly denying these accusations. In a statement released shortly after the news broke, the bank rejected the idea that political or religious factors play any role in who they do business with. Their defense hinges on risk, specifically legal and regulatory risk. The The bank stated, quote, "We do close accounts because they create legal or regulatory."
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho बेफिक्र.
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
In a major escalation between the White House and Wall Street, President Donald Trump has filed a massive lawsuit against one of the world's most powerful financial institutions. The president is suing J.P. Morgan Chase and its CEO, Jamie Dimon, seeking at least $5 billion in damages.
No, I haven't spoken to him. No, he debanked to me. So we'll see if that beats anything, but I think it should. You shouldn't be debanking. Get debanked if you don't have money or if you fall to have this great company, and all of a sudden I was told, no, you can't do that. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. I don't know what their excuse would be. Maybe their excuse would be the regulators. I don't know. But regardless, I guess it's a good lawsuit because every pundit has come out and said Trump has a great lawsuit here. You're not allowed to do what they did. Jamie Dimon, what he did, he's not allowed to do that.
The lawsuit, filed on Thursday, January 22nd in Miami-Dade County State Court, centers on a controversial practice known as debanking. The president alleges that the bank has systematically denied services to him and his associated businesses, not because of financial risk, but due to political bias. This isn't just a dispute over a checking account. This is a high-stakes legal battle that accuses the largest bank in the United States of trade libel, bad faith, and violating state consumer protection laws. The core of the complaint is that J.P. Morgan Chase violated Florida's deceptive trade practices law. The legal team for the president argues that Florida law explicitly prohibits financial institutions from terminating accounts or denying services based on a person's political opinions, speech, or affiliations. According to the complaint reviewed by Bloomberg, Trump's lawyers state that, quote, debanking is a matter of public interest and significant importance to all consumers and businesses in the United States of America. They argue that J.P. Morgan Chase, given its history and size, is a central actor in what they call a troubling saga. This lawsuit frames this not just as a personal grievance, but as part of a broader campaign against the weaponization of the banking sector. The allegation is that financial institutions are acting as ideological gatekeepers, cutting off access to capital for those who don't align with certain political views. J.P. Morgan Chase has been quick to respond, and they are firmly denying these accusations. In a statement released shortly after the news broke, the bank rejected the idea that political or religious factors play any role in who they do business with. Their defense hinges on risk, specifically legal and regulatory risk. The bank stated, quote, "We do close accounts because they create legal or regulatory risk for the company." Interestingly, the bank's statement seemed to push the responsibility back onto the government. They noted that they regret having to close accounts, but claimed that strict rules and regulatory expectations often force their hand. In a direct address to the political climate, the bank added, quote, "We have been asking both this administration and prior administrations to change the rules and regulations that put us in this position." This lawsuit relies heavily on state-level protections in Florida. By filing in Miami-Dade County, the president is testing the strength of Florida statutes that were designed to protect consumers from this exact type of corporate behavior. The complaint cites trade libel and a breach of the implied covenant of good.
From the world of cricket and the politics surrounding it to the cosmic discoveries, rewriting all that we know about the universe till now. Tonight we have a big lineup of trending stories that are nothing but ordinary. We begin with Pakistan's loud boycott talk ahead of T20 World Cup, a move that sounds defiant but is completely ringing hollow. It could only cost Pakistan millions and millions, which it can't afford, of course. And also on the show, we're going to tell you the story, the video that is going viral of a veteran. It has sparked national outrage as a wheelchair-bound war veteran is stopped at a toll plaza on the eve of Republic Day, questioned over his exemption documents. And then we also bring you the latest discovery by NASA. Straight out of science fiction, NASA discovers discovers the dark matter. Details of the dark matter, the invisible force quietly controlling our galaxies, stars, and maybe even our existence. We have all this and a lot more packed in for you in this edition of Trending. I'm Rakta Mishra. Let's get started. So Pakistan Cricket Board's boycott drama continues now, this time over T20 World Cup. It's sounding bold, but it's dangerously reckless. PCB has hinted at skipping its big group match against India on the 15th of February in Colombo, partly in solidarity with Bangladesh, as it says, which was replaced after refusing to play in India. But here's the catch. India-Pakistan clash is tournament's cash cow. Broadcasters, sponsors and advertisers have invested heavily in that fixture. Missing it could cost Pakistan $38 million in potential losses in no suit. Even former cricketers warned that a full boycott could hurt local broadcasters and the PCB itself. Meanwhile, ICC are only applying so it's going to be much risky for the Pakistanis. The drama unfolds, Pakistan's gamble might end up being a very costly one for themselves. So strip away the rhetoric, and Pakistan's boycott threat has one glaring problem, that there's no solid ground to stand on. ICC's independent experts say there is no credible threat. And look who's talking about threat. These terror sponsors. India-Pakistan match is scheduled, ladies and gentlemen, for Sri Lanka for 15th of February. What is the justification? There's nothing. None of that ICC or anybody recognizes in their sane mind, in their sanity. History offers a clear warning. Boards that mix politics with cricket do not get concession. And after everybody, it's Pakistan who is doing this drama. Message from ICC is clear, that play by the rules or pay the price. Without proof, without support, without leverage, boycott won't pressure the ICC. Meanwhile, Bangladeshi sports journalists have also been left outraged after the ICC denied media accreditation for the T20 World Cup 2026 in India. For the first time in ICC history, not a single journalist from Bangladesh has been cleared to officially cover the global event. According to ICC officials, the decision is linked to Bangladesh government statements that have repeatedly called travel to India unsafe. So the controversy has sparked fear that Bangladeshi media should not be now coming to cover the matches. And in fact, after the backlash, now what I understand is that the ICC indicates it could be revisiting the accreditation process, with reports suggesting some applications may now be reconsidered. All right, joining us is Indian sports journalist Joseph Hoover on the broadcast. Mr. Hoover, thanks so much for joining us on Republic TV. And so this is, there are two things to it. First of all, Pakistan is only trying to, commit what is a suicidal, move for them. it's not going to augur well for them. It has never worked out. This grandstanding, this boycott drama has never actually, yielded any results for Pakistan. And secondly, why should we even be interested in calling Pakistan? Instead, India should be saying no to Pakistan. You're not at all welcome on Indian soil.
Yeah, Rakshita. First of all, ICC should come down very strong, saying that this game of holding the knife at somebody's throat and saying we will not play, we will do this, that and all has to stop. Cricket can do without Pakistan and this melodrama. It can definitely do without that. Secondly, as you said, India also should take a strong step in saying that we don't want to play Pakistan. Earlier, what we did was wrong. Asia Cup, despite all the bleeding, we went ahead and said because of ICC pressure, we have to play, we will only not play bilateral. But ICC has every right to stop Pakistan from playing even bilateral matches. Because before any tournament, they all sign an agreement saying that terms of conditions and they agree to play this tournament. So by pulling out, Pakistan is doing a grave mistake and it will lose a lot of money. Pakistan cricket desperately needs money. And without India and ICC, Pakistan cricket cannot sustain itself. So Pakistan needs to understand that this game should not be played over and over again. We are all tired of this. As cricket enthusiasts, we are hurt by what's been happening over and over again. And every time it's a Pakistan issue, the cricket has to come into the picture. Because everybody says it's a big money. India-Pakistan match draws in big money. What is the ICC doing? ICC should have set the ball rolling long ago and said, okay, the other teams are good enough to come to India or we go somewhere, we can earn this same kind of money. The earlier, yes, India-Pakistan matches were big when they had quality players. Today, they don't even have 2-3 decent players whom we can talk as icons.
Yes.
So we can do without them. Cricket can do without them. And I for one, would always say,
they indulge in juvenile acts. They indulge in juvenile acts. We all know what the so-called Interior Minister and the PCB Chief Mohsin Naqvi did with the trophy. It held the trophy hostage. He ran away. He stole the trophy.
I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, even after all this time, he has not had the courtesy to say, okay, I want to offer the trophy back to India. He has not done that. And here again, he says, after naming the team, he says, we will think about it, whether the government will clear us or not. See, this is just a game. They will definitely come and play this tournament because they need the money. They cannot do without this tournament. So let's accept the fact that T20 is a big draw, one of the biggest draws in the world today, where it brings in a lot of money. And if Naqvi thinks that he can be still threatening ICC and threatening India, that game is over. People have seen enough of this.
Yes, absolutely. And no one wants to see, Pakistan playing here in India. No one is interested in that. The BCCI stand remains to be something that it needs to be very, very clear out in the open. Thank you so much, Mr. Hoover, for joining us on Republic TV with your reaction, your thoughts on that. Shifting focus now to the other trending story now. A wheelchair-bound war veteran Republic Day Eve journey turned into a painful moment when he was stopped at a toll plaza after staff raised questions over his toll exemption documents that triggered a widespread outrage. The officer later shared a video describing the incident that went viral on social media, sparking outrage. In this clip that we're going to play out, he expressed disappointment over the way he was treated despite showing official documents. He has that permission. Calling himself a casualty of war, the officer says that he had crossed multiple toll plazas without any issue before. He was never stopped, but this time things were different where he was stopped in this particular plaza and he felt insulted. Clearly, viewers, in fact, take a look at this video first. Okay, viewers. So the video, in fact, has triggered public outrage. National Highways Authority of India issued a clarification saying that toll exemption applies only to the serving army personnel on official duty. NHAI also added that since the person was at the toll, was an ex-army officer, he was not eligible for exemption because he was retired and that the document submitted did not meet the required criteria. However, the clarification has now been challenged online. Viewers point out that the exemption letter shows it was issued for his wife a serving army nursing officer traveling for posting, and the journey had already been cleared at multiple toll plazas using the same document. It raises, of course, issues on whether there was no verification, no proper verification, no due attention that was paid to this matter. In fact, we also are being joined by another retired war veteran, Major D.P. Singh, the Blade Runner of India. Thank you so much, Major Singh, for joining us on Republic TV, sir. And we saw your reaction also online today, because you pointed out that there are certain rules which clearly contradict. So if you could just explain to our viewers the anomalies here, the problems out here. Major Singh, I request you to please unmute yourself. We can't get your audio.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I was asking that, let's understand first, why do we make rule and why do we tweak rules to make it more stringent? Because somebody actually do not understand that there is a person with disability who needs to be given some type of a support or some type of a respect so that he lives his life freely, comfortably. Now the toll exemption primarily has been given to persons with disabilities so that when they are moving around in their vehicle, they can, out of respect or out of the disability which they have suffered, should not be charged. This is the least which can be done for persons with disability. In this particular case, Commando Shivraj is actually a quadriplegic, which is the maximum disability somebody can have. That means he is all four limbs he cannot use comfortably. You can very well see in the video also, when he is moving around his arms also, his fists are closed because there is no control on his fingers. Now this person is moving with a vehicle which is actually of her wife, and her wife has gone on posting to Delhi from one particular place where the toll exemption is applicable to a person who is serving when the person is moving around on an official duty. Now her wife official duty is actually justified when this particular vehicle exemption certificate has been shown by him on every toll. Now let's not talk about the exemption to the official service personnel. Let's only talk about the persons with disability case here. As I mentioned, the rule has been made so that it is being followed by everybody who do not even understand the black and white, or who do not even understand the English of why do the rule has been made. Now, if he is a quadriplegic, the common sense also says, and also his UDID card which he was carrying and showing at every toll plaza, that he is 100% disabled. So when the exemption has been given by the government, and every other toll plaza has also respected him as a soldier, then this one particular toll plaza perhaps took something on personal ego that we will not let you go. You know, in my personal opinion, I feel that primarily every human being, every Indian is a very, very respectful towards the soldiers. At times, few people make such acts or do such acts which actually overshadows every good deed done by every other Indian.
Right.
And that acts primarily and majorly are being done by people who are under the impact of some sort of a ego state.
Right, sir.
Now let me add here, just because few, if you allow me to use the word joker, because I can't hold my emotions, few jokers have made some fake disability certificates. Because of that, the simpleton people like him are being harassed. If a fake disability certificate has been made for a person who is actually not a disabled, who is the culprit? The doctor who is making the disability certificate. But who is suffering? Persons with disability. Have ever anybody raised the question against that doctor, or have ever that particular person who has made the fake certificate been challaned or being given any sort of a punishment? Nobody does so. However, when we see that too many fake thing is happening all around, we tweak the rule to make it more stringent. Till 2019, I myself have taken the toll exemption certificate FASTag by adding my disability certificate along with the application of FASTag, giving it to the bank. When they see, okay, he is a person with disability, they had given me the toll zero balance toll FASTag. After 2019, because of this such fake certificates, now this time when I purchased the vehicle, I had to apply to NHAI online because the rules have been made stringent. Now, while applying to NHAI, it took me personally, when I am staying in a Chandigarh like a city, 1 month to get the FASTag. Now, imagine a person who is staying some interiors of the India from where the district headquarters, the state headquarters is far away, and online application, even if it is going, it is actually being scrutinized by various people at the NHAI headquarters, and then it is being passed on to some other authorities, and then they pass on the FASTag. And then you go to that particular local NHAI office and get the FASTag in person by showing again your exempted invalid carriage vehicle. My question is, if I have purchased the vehicle and I am taking 1 month to get the FASTag, which is zero balance, am I not able to allowed to use the vehicle on national highway without FASTag? If I go like that, then again I am doing an illegal act, because if you are crossing the toll without having a FASTag, it's an illegal thing. So you are curbing my abilities this way also, and you are curbing my abilities that way also. So instead of it is actually giving support to or appreciating the abilities, rather you are forcing me to become more disabled.
Absolutely, sir. We completely understand your point that you've raised, and thank you so much for raising them. In fact, many thanks, Major Singh, for joining us on Republic TV and voicing your thoughts on this story. In fact, let's shift our focus to the other stories that are trending today on the social media, and they're breaking the internet. It's time for the hot trends. The Beckham family has chosen a public display of unity in response to the growing feud with eldest son Brooklyn. Rather than issuing a statement, David and Victoria Beckham appeared together with their younger children at a high-profile event in Paris, where Victoria was honoured by the French government. Brooklyn and his wife Nicola Peltz Beckham were noticeably absent, reinforcing signs of a deepening rift. Victoria thanked her family on social media later, pointedly avoiding any reference to the controversy. 12 years after a life-altering skiing accident, Michael Schumacher's recovery has reached a milestone few thought was possible. Reports suggest that the Formula One legend is no longer confined to a bed and can now sit upright and move around with the help of a wheelchair. The development marks the most significant progress in over a decade, offering rare hope in a journey that was largely private. Behind the scenes, wife Karina has built a world-class round-the-clock medical ecosystem across their home, focusing on neurological stimulation and cognitive engagement. Vijay's highly anticipated film Jananayagan has once again hit a major legal speed breaker. The Madras High Court has set aside the single judge's order that had pushed for a censor certificate, delaying the film's release further. The court observed that the censor board should have been given adequate time to respond, and without CBFC clearance, the film cannot hit the theatres, leaving fans waiting with no confirmed release date. Priyanka Chopra is set to headline Harvard University's India Conference 2026. Two-day event scheduled for February 14 and 15 will explore India's evolving role on the global stage. Joining her are eminent voices including Shashi Tharoor and Amitav Acharya. The year's theme is the India We Imagine. Actor Varun Dhawan found himself under scrutiny after videos showed him doing pull-ups inside a Mumbai metro coach. The incident occurred during a surprise theatre visit, with the actor choosing the metro to avoid traffic. While fans cheered the spontaneous moment, metro authorities flagged safety concerns. They reminded commuters that such behaviour violates civic rules and can attract penalties. And ladies and gentlemen, as we draw the curtains on this special edition tonight, we leave you with a sight that blends tradition, discipline and music grandeur, a majestic ceremony, an extraordinary occasion and a musical atmosphere like no other. Experience the mesmerizing and spellbinding martial tunes of India's military bands as they take center stage at Beating Retreat 2026. From stirring classics to soulful symphonies, a celebration of honor, heritage and national pride. Watch this as we say goodbye. Time to freeze Pakistan out of world cricket. India-Pakistan T20, time for a hard no. Ornov takes on the T20 controversy at 8 p.m. The India Energy Week 2026, where global leaders have converged, underlining India's growing centrality in shaping the future of global energy. CEOs and senior executives from some of the world's biggest energy companies have outlined ambitious plans spanning innovations and long-term investments. Across these 4 days, the world is not just meeting on global energy cooperation, it is setting the stage for how we, as a population, will collaborate on ensuring a safe and secure future in terms of sustainable energy efficiency. From renewables and hydrogen to infrastructure and advanced energy systems, the focus is firmly on delivery, scale and speed. More from our correspondent on the ground, Nitin Wagela, as he brings you the complete coverage over the next 3 days.
At India Energy Week 2026 in Goa, the spotlight is firmly on global industry, as top energy executives and business leaders outline their vision for the future of energy with India at the center of it all. The world's biggest energy players are mapping out concrete strategies for the decade ahead. With participation from over 120 countries and more than 700 global companies, India Energy Week has emerged as a key platform where policy, capital and innovation converge.
Well, we embarked upon the digital transformation journey. You know, it was about 4 years back. A major shift in the way we are doing business. So it's been now 4 years. We have a lot of digital capability. We have a lot of digital implementation which has gone into all our processes, right from refining to marketing, and in marketing across businesses. The natural progression is to go into AI, which is basically looking at, predictive modeling. That's our real area of interest.
Industry leaders say India's scale, market potential and policy stability make it one of the most attractive destinations for energy investment anywhere in the world.
Look, energy is a very valuable resource in India. It's not easy to produce. So with the large adoption of data centers coming into India, we are expecting huge power savings if the data center companies, they adopt this technology.
From green hydrogen and renewable expansion to digital energy systems and sustainable infrastructure, the focus is on accelerating the shift towards cleaner, resilient and future-ready energy networks. Beyond announcements, high-level discussions and closed-door meetings are also shaping global long-term partnership and strategic cooperation. The message from global industry leaders is clear. India is no longer just a market, but a strategic partner in shaping the global energy transition.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जलजीरा मसाला.
Amity University has been ranked India's #1 university for business and economics and the #1 private university for computer science by Times Higher Education Subject Rankings 2026. A testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked standards in education.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है. अरे मेरे राजा.
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी चाहे जो भी हो.
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता. टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस. विद यू लाइक फैमिली. विद यू ऑलवेज.
MDH की देगी मिर्च.
देगी मिर्च का तड़का अंग अंग फड़का.
MDH की देगी मिर्च.
अरे टेंशन किस बात की. सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना. लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है. यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां.
Premium Plus by Century Prowood.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ.
8 मिनट में तैयार.
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला.
In a major escalation between the White House and Wall Street, President Donald Trump has filed a massive lawsuit against one of the world's most powerful financial institutions. The president is suing J.P. Morgan Chase and its CEO, Jamie Dimon, seeking at least $5 billion in damages.
No, I haven't stopped it. No, he debanked me. So we'll see if that beats anything, but I think it should. You shouldn't be debanking. Get debanked if you don't have money or if you fall to have this great company, and all of a sudden I was told, no, you can't do that. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. I don't know what their excuse would be. Maybe their excuse would be the regulators. I don't know. But regardless, I guess it's a good lawsuit because every pundit has come out and said Trump has a great lawsuit here. You're not allowed to do what they did. Jamie Dimon, what he did, he's not allowed to do that.
The lawsuit, filed on Thursday, January 22nd in Miami-Dade County State Court, centers on a controversial practice known as debanking. The president alleges that the bank has systematically denied services to him and his associated businesses, not
European Union deal. Total win for India or not? The big FTA. What's the impact on India? Orno breaks down the mother of all deals at 9 p.m.
At India Energy Week 2026 in Goa, the spotlight is firmly on global industry, as top energy executives and business leaders outline their vision for the future of energy with India at the center of it all. The world's biggest energy players are mapping out concrete strategies for the decade ahead. With participation from over 120 countries and more than 700 global companies, India Energy Week has emerged as a key platform where policy, capital, and innovation converge.
Well, we embarked upon the digital transformation journey. It was about 4 years back. A major shift in the way we are doing business. So it's been now 4 years. We have a lot of digital capability. We have a lot of digital implementation which has gone into all our processes, right from refining to marketing, and in marketing across businesses. The natural progression is to go into AI, which is basically looking at predictive modeling. That's our real area of interest.
Industry leaders say India's scale, market potential and policy stability make it one of the most attractive destinations for energy investment anywhere in the world.
Look, energy is a very valuable resource in India. It's not easy to produce. So, with the large adoption of data centers coming into India, we are expecting huge power savings if the data center companies, they adopt this technology.
From green hydrogen and renewable expansion to digital energy systems and sustainable infrastructure, the focus is on accelerating the shift towards cleaner, resilient and future-ready energy networks. Beyond announcements, high-level discussions and closed-door meetings are also shaping global long-term partnership and strategic cooperation. The message from global industry leaders is clear. India is no longer just a market, but a strategic partner in shaping the global energy transition.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
MDH की देगी मीरज,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मीरज।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड।
प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई
The fact is, there is nobody with the USA. Trump is completely isolated today. He doesn't know what to do. Europe has finalized this huge deal with India. Europe is basically saying we are hedging against American behavior, unpredictability. Let's work with a more predictable India. Trump is in a massive mess. He's brought about the culture of hatred, and his ugly, indecent pompousness has made him a standing meme, and there is civil war in the United States that's beginning to break out. Trump is hallucinating. He doesn't realize the situation in America. He is now turned on Americans and fight people and governors in different states till there's absolute all-out civil war in the United States of America.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, nation above cricket, no more compromise just because some people want to make a lot of money showing India-Pakistan matches. And at 9 o'clock tonight, everybody is talking about the mega deal. I'm the only channel, the only network, the only anchor who's asking, is it really a good deal? Dear viewers, Pakistan is blackmailing India. Bangladesh and Pakistan are jointly blackmailing India because they know that if they stop the India-Pakistan cricket matches, not so much the India-Bangladesh ones, then all hell will break loose. So they are using that one lever they have on us of cricket to blackmail us. And we are allowing ourselves to be blackmailed. I'm sorry, but we are allowing ourselves to be blackmailed because there is this stupid craze over India-Pakistan cricket. Because there are some people who say, oh, we can't live without watching India-Pakistan matches. And Pakistan knows that, Bangladesh knows that. Dear viewers, it should be nation first, not cricket first. But there are so many people out there who say, nation later, cricket first. But I know that if you're watching this tonight, if you're watching me tonight, you feel it is nation above cricket. And I would like you to raise your voice, because what's going on is not good. On the 1st of January, 2026, the first day of this new year, I said, on this program, I asked, who is this Mustafizur, the Bangladeshi player who Shah Rukh Khan really wants so badly that he's willing to pay him 9 to 10 crore rupees? And I said Shah Rukh Khan should know better. He didn't know better. I'm happy he got to know better. And then Shah Rukh Khan and his KKR were forced to drop him on the 3rd, I think, ladies and gentlemen. They were forced to drop him. Good for them. Better late than never for KKR and SRK. Because the people of India had spoken. By that time, the people of India said to KKR and to the cricketers and to this super rich IPL club that, listen, our views matter. Our views matter. You can't be lynching Hindus day after day, and the government of Bangladesh does nothing about it, and we then put the red carpet for Bangladeshi players to play in India. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the point is that was a victory of public opinion. Because of your pressure and my pressure and our combined pressure, the voice of the people, KKR was forced, and IPL was forced to remove this Mustafizur. Because, ladies and gentlemen, people ask that a country that is quiet on the lynching of Hindus is so desperate to play cricket in India. In response to Mustafizur's removal, the Bangladeshi cricket board, Bangladeshi government thought it's a great way of trying to respond. They said, we won't show IPL in India. I don't care. Do you care if people in Bangladesh watch IPL? We won't broadcast IPL in India. And they went one step further then. They said, we will not play cricket in India. And there's this some T20 World Cup happening, and they said, we will not play in India because it's not safe for us to play in India. Ladies and gentlemen, a country that allows the lynching and brutality on Hindus suddenly became extra sensitive about cricket. Problem is, this cricket is the problem. Cricket is the Damocles sword around our neck. Cricket is the one spot where they put pressure on us. Pakistan, Bangladesh, who are they to put pressure on us? But they use cricket. And then Pakistan saw a geopolitical opportunity. Pakistan threatened to back Bangladesh and said, don't worry, Yunus, we are with you. We will also not play cricket. Great. It is at that very moment that the BCCI should have issued a statement saying nation first, don't play cricket, let there be no cricket, cancel the T20 World Cup. But I don't know why they have not said that. The BCCI says it's not our job. It's the ICC who's got to say that. But listen, BCCI, and listen, ICC, you're one and the same. Because we always say 3/4 of the money in ICC comes from India, so we control ICC. BCCI controls ICC. Sometimes we say we control ICC. At this moment, we want to make it look as if ICC is a separate body. I do not understand why the ICC has not issued a clear statement on this, especially when this fellow Mohsin Khan, who leads the bankrupt, near bankrupt Pakistan Cricket Board, went and sat with Shahbaz Sharif This is a country where the puppet prime minister has so much time that he's sitting and discussing how to threaten India over cricket. And he issued a statement that we are considering our options. And the problem is, even when all of this nonsense is happening, the ICC has not issued a statement. What's going on? What's going on? ICC, what's going on, BCCI? What the hell is happening? Nation first, not cricket first. And all of this is happening because somewhere you are being used. Yes, because you are the cricket viewer. And all these cricket people are saying, we are not doing this for ourselves. It's Indians who want to watch India-Bangladesh cricket. It's Indians who are desperate about India-Pakistan cricket, which means that we are allowing the Pakistanis to blackmail us, using Bangladesh, jointly blackmail us, because they think we want to play cricket with them. Which means that the blood of all the people who sacrificed their lives for this country does not matter, but that blood sport called cricket matters. The blood of Indians doesn't matter. And a few months after Operation Sindoor, we're going to sit here and we're going to say, oh, what will the Pakistanis do? I say tonight, call their bluff. Call the bluff of these Pakistanis and the Bangladeshis. Call their bluff. Just like you and I, all of us came together to put pressure on KKR to remove Mustafizur Rahman from the IPL team so he can't get 9-10 crore rupees. I say tonight, raise the cry. Call the Pakistani bluff. Say we don't want. What will happen? I'm told some T20 is going on between first week of March to the first week of April or whatever. First week of February to first week of March. But are you so desperate to, are you, the viewer, the citizen, the people of India, so desperate, so crazy to watch India-Pakistan cricket on a Sunday, that you're willing to forget the fact that that's going to happen only when we allow them to blackmail us? Why should we allow it? Are we going to sit here and allow this, viewers? And every time we are told, you know what, let art be above India-Pakistan, let cinema be above cricket, India-Pakistan. Let theatre and qawwalis be, let cricket be. I say nothing should be. Nothing. No part of our life should say we will compromise with an enemy country. No self-respecting country would have allowed this. No self-respecting country would have allowed this. Just imagine a situation where any country pleads with the other, two countries at war, one country pleads with the other, allows the other side to blackmail them over a 20-over cricket match. I'm asking you, for a 20-over cricket match, we will allow ourselves to be blackmailed? What else do we have to see in this country, ladies and gentlemen? So I say tonight, I put this issue about the obvious blackmail of this country in the name of India-Pakistan cricket in your court, the court of public opinion, so your awareness is raised and you can start talking about it. And I want all of you, even if you're cricket lovers, to remember those ugly scenes when those Pakistanis, raised their bats in a Middle East stadium to mock us after Operation Sindoor. And today, we are going to allow those same Pakistanis to say, we won't play cricket with you. These same Pakistanis and their ugly tactics, their ugly and obscene behavior, opening their shirt, they won some football or some hockey tournament, they behaved like they had won a war because it was an Indian soil. The point is, we allow it. We allow it because we say, oh, we must watch the T20 match. Listen, if you're a peacenik, change your line. 100% of the people of the country are with Republic today on this issue. To the ICC, I would say, call the Pakistani bluff. To the BCCI, issue a statement. To the people of India, say no more blackmail in the name of cricket. No more blackmail. Nation above cricket. Please circulate this so we can jointly raise awareness on these issues, because we matter. You and I do matter. Let's debate.
This one picture puts the entire cricket debate into context. Pakistani Prime Minister meeting the PCB chief Mohsin Naqvi. Watch the still picture and the body language. They even released an 11-second choreographed video after this meeting. Watch this. There is no audio in this video, but one look and you know it is a blackmail tactic.
मेरा ख्याल है बांग्लादेश के साथ ज़्यादती हुई है और मैंने आईसीसी की बोर्ड की मीटिंग में भी यही कहा था, आप डबल स्टैंडर्ड्स नहीं कर सकते हैं कि एक मुल्क के लिए आप कहें कि जी जो मर्ज़ी जब मर्ज़ी फ़ैसला कर ले और दूसरे मुल्क के लिए टोटली ऑपोजिट फ़ैसला करें, और इसीलिए हमने ये स्टैंड लिया है। देखें, अगर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ पाकिस्तान कहती है कि नहीं खेलना तो वो 22वीं टीम ले आएँ, फिर जो भी आएगी, बट ये फ़ैसला गवर्नमेंट ऑफ पाकिस्तान ने करना है।
Pakistan is trying to call the shots, and 9 months after Pahalgam, we are still debating what to do with them. Hear the words of the BCCI.
पाकिस्तान इसमें बेवजह पड़ा हुआ, एक झूठी जो है वो बांग्लादेश को चढ़ाना है, उन्हें पुदीने के झाड़ पे चढ़ा देना और ये सब उनको उकसाने में बहुत बड़ा रोल पाकिस्तान का है। पाकिस्तान को सब नहीं करना चाहिए। पाकिस्तान ने बांग्लादेशियों के साथ क्या जाति की है दुनिया जानती, बांग्लादेशी जानते कि कितनी बड़ी जाति उनके साथ की थी, तब मुल्क वो अलग हुआ था। अब उनको पहुंच गए हैं, उनको कुछ जो है हम समझा बुझा के उनको गलत रास्ते पे ले जाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, उनके हमदर्द बन के।
A look at these pictures should enrage every Indian. When Republic said boycott Pakistan, they did not. And we have had to deal with the embarrassment. When we won, they stole the trophy.
Without trophy.
And when we lost at the Under-19 Asia Cup, they invited Asim Munir to rub salt into our wounds. It could be a suicidal move for Pakistan anyway, even if they attempt to boycott a single match with India. Now, it's a direct breach of the legally binding agreement, that is the tournament participation agreement. It could be viewed as the weaponization of the tournament by the ICC, inviting sanctions of different kinds. Broader sanctions could in fact impact Pakistan's future that does not look bright anyway.
This is so stupid. Cricket can go to hell. We are being told today, General Bakshi, oh, you know, without Pakistan, there is no World Cup. So let the World Cup go to hell. Let the cricket T20 World Cup go to hell. We don't need it. Do we need it? Do we need it? Joseph Hoover is nodding out there from Bengaluru, serious sports journalist. Joseph, tell me, what do you think?
Definitely, we don't need this. We have to show Government of India should show some spine. The BCCI should have some gumption to say no to this. This is going on for too long. Yeah. Earlier, Arnab, there was quality cricket. There was good rivalry. Today, there's not even enough strength in the Pakistan team to take us on. They're a very weak side. And we can do without them. Earlier, yes, it was entertainment. We used to look forward to that. And after what they've done to us, if our government is going to be succumb all the time, I think we have to move on. We can do without Pakistan. ICC can do without Pakistan. And Pakistan cannot be bluffing all the time, saying that they will not play, they will do this, do that. No, this has to stop. We are all tired of this. We want cricket, but not like this. They can't be all the time bluffing and throwing their weight around. And also we need to understand that Pakistan cricket desperately needs money to sustain itself. Without the support of the Indian BCCI, I mean, the revenue earned from the BCCI, the ICC cannot sustain cricket at all. Yeah. So it's high time Pakistan realizes that they need to get their house in order. They cannot be throwing the weight around.
And this is the...
tired, actually. Yeah. I used to be a cricket writer. I used to enjoy writing about these matches. But every now and then, there is some issue or the other. They come to Pahalgam, kill us, and our country says, okay, we are ready to play with them because ICC will blacklist us and we cannot even play bilateral. To hell with it, as you rightly said.
To hell with it.
To hell with it. This ICC trophy is not a big thing. India as a country, we have to respect ourselves. Their lives
I don't
are
know
lost.
what this Rajiv Shukla is doing, by the
Self-respect.
way. I don't know. But BCCI is ICCI and ICCI is BCCI. There's no difference between the two. The question tonight is this, that situation is very interestingly poised. Before I come to Monty Panesar and former cricketer and Rakesh Rao, senior sports journalist, Rajinder Amarnath is with us this evening. Good evening, Rajinder ji. Great to see you. Atul Vasan is with us, and Chandrasekhar Luthra. Our lines are open. People are with us. Every time we discuss this, see, General Bakshi, this situation is different. They're using cricket as a geopolitical weapon. They are saying that we are going to use cricket to show solidarity with Bangladesh towards the establishment of an overall Islamist ecosystem, right? And we are going to use cricket as a geopolitical tool so that Asif Munir and Shehbaz Sharif put pressure and try to blackmail India by threatening to walk out of the T20 World Cup. Your thoughts, General Bakshi?
Arnab, I am slightly amazed and frankly, I'm sick of this cricket business.
So I'm sick and tired of it. I'm fed up of it. Let it go to hell.
There's such outrage.
Really?
Let it go to blazes for all I care.